Hello, trading is closed on January 24th, 2019. For today, we looked for the pattern with the early low. That's what we got. Tomorrow's the pattern with the early high. Most of the time, it's an early high and a late high. Rallies all day, closes near the high. But if it drops in a straight line. We looked for lower prices, had a target of 26.24. We got to 26.2701. For most systems, 3 points off in the appropriate direction doesn't mean much. For MEJT, it's way outside the tolerance. So we have a failed target. It should print, we just don't know when. Today's pattern's kind of interesting. Here it said we get a buy. We didn't go high enough to satisfy it. MEJT gives us a target going over this high. Here it said both lower and higher price it would print. We got the higher, not the lower. We have lower targets saying we undercut the low. Well, mixed signals tell us that the most common thing is we gap and promptly take out either the high or the low of the day's range. And that's my call. The next most likely thing is we close a little change, have the big move Monday, and by a large margin, the least common is neither one of those things happen. Now we'll talk about direction in just a minute, but the only call I'm going to make is that we're going to quickly move outside the range. I'm going to make a paper trade, but sometimes no matter how I couch things, people think I'm actually predicting something. So I'm going to make a guess, but I want to stress I'm not risking money on it. And in fact, I think it's pointless to risk money on it because by the time we open tomorrow, I think the direction up or down should be obvious. Now, these moves are impulsive and non-overlapping. We've had really a long attempt to rally, which was overlapping and corrective. Same thing here. They couldn't take out the high. Those things argue for the next move being down. I was about to give up on my timing system, but the 19th, last weekend, actually called this high, would make a pretty picture if the 27th, next weekend, meaning either Friday or Monday, would mark the low. I'm always looking for new systems, and some of my things work, and most of them, frankly, don't. But I'm working on a new system, which so far is promising, and in that system, the fact that the retracement from this high to this low is 33.33% is significant. Now, I don't know if this new system is going to work or not. I just have been doing it back testing, not in prospective testing. But if it works, the most likely thing would be dropping straight from the open and having a tank right into either Friday's close or Monday, which would make that work too. So, that doesn't mean it's going to happen. It just means I'm going to see if it happens because that would validate the system. So the only call I'm making for tomorrow is the only calls are that it's a pattern with the early high and the late high. It tends to be an all-day rally. If it fails, it drops in a straight line. We should promptly move outside the day's range. I'm not predicting the direction, but I would love it if we dropped right from the open and tanked, because that would mean that the new system I'm working on might work. So we'll wait for the open, and that's today's call.